Hey, welcome along to Behind the Bar podcast. I am Ross Thompson, the host. I own 3 gyms in the Northeast and also an online coach, the Barbell Club Online, where we take you from complete beginner to photo shoot ready. We have coached close to 3,500 people in that time, ran with me and Sarah. And on today's show, Sarah is in the hot seat today. We're talking her training, performance-based, obviously female performance-based from Sarah's perspective, how she is still hitting PBs in the gym 10 years in. We've had a couple of photo shoots over this last week as well, so we're going to be talking about some of the clients and obviously some of their crazy results. A lot of them are going to be posted on all the socials soon. As of this moment in time, we are in a villa with 16 of our clients getting a photo shoot as well. So there's going to be more and more to come on that, the experience and the absolute loads of results was going to get posted and how we have getting them from A to B. We'll go into some deep dives in the future of each of these clients to show how easy it can be done. So if you now haven't already, please subscribe to the show, just share it on Facebook, whatever you want. Give us a thumbs up, a like, a comment. It really helps the show out and it makes us continue these each and every week. So enjoy. Right then, let's go. I want to stick a timer on this so we don't go over because you're on some calls, aren't you?
What was the...
That's so when the videos connect together, it picks up those claps first. Magic, eh? The power of 2 cameras.
That's disgusting, that slurp. I can't believe you just drink like a normal human.
Because I filled it right at the top. How's your training been this year?
Fucking brilliant.
Why?
Because Dan. Because I'm not dieting, I'm fueling my workouts, I'm no longer training fasted. I just feel more in the zone. And me and Ellie were literally just talking about how you don't know kind of...
So Ellie's one of our clients. Ellie's one of our barbell clients. She's done it for a fair few years. She stripped right down and then she's been on a bulk for what? 2 years?
Yeah, I wouldn't even necessarily say it was a bulk. It was more maintaining and then...
Performance.
Other things took priority But yeah, I've just bumped into around Tesco's and had a nice little catch up, which was really nice actually. But yeah, I was saying sometimes you don't know what you need from a coach until you actually get it. And different coaches have got different qualities and can get more out of you. And it's obviously we've got a lot of different coaches who have different coaching styles, but Dan's just, he gets something out of us.
I wonder why that is, because you've had Dan Brain.
Yeah, I think I don't think Dan Brain took his coaching to his usual coaching approach with me.
Sorry, Dan.
I think Dan was very much you should know better, pack it in.
Yeah, and then you had Paige as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Dan
Yeah.
Burkett.
Yes.
Both Dan B's, aren't there? Dan.
He sneaks weights on, or he just and then he'll chuckle when I get it, and he's like, "Yep, that's up," and it's yeah, I don't know what it is.
So when you say you're not training fasted anymore, what is the nutrition? Because so you're more performance based now.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that nutritional part change? Because I think people will be interested in, because a lot of people will just train fasted because that's what we've always been told, especially morning trainers. Or what kind of fuel are you chucking in your body, just to give you that oomph?
So there's more and more coming out about the fact that women shouldn't actually train fasted because it becomes then just an additional source of stress for women in particular. But I'd already started eaten before I was training by then, and it was just, I think historically I've always said I'm not a massively big eater. Like, I can easily go till 2 in the afternoon without having had anything, but then it means I've got to catch up on my calories all day. So because I am no longer dieting down for something, and I've made that decision of like, nah, I'm going to put some muscle mass on until I cut for my 40th, it's like I now need to prioritise actually spreading my meals out over the day so that I am getting the calories in without panic eating on a night because I haven't got nowhere near my calories. Because then the journey as it progresses, when my calories gradually go up, I'm going to struggle even more, and I'm going to bed like, I ate too much. The difference for me, having a bowl of cereal before I work out and then obviously my protein shake throughout the training, is just categorically different. Like, I am getting much more out of my lifts. All of my lifts have gone up, like beyond what they were pre-baby as well, which is ridiculous.
So a 38-year-old, a long time trainer, now 10 years in the weights room, and you're still hitting PBs?
Yeah.
And big PBs at your body weight, isn't it?
Big PBs.
If we want to be, what's it called? Comparison type thing?
I think, yeah. And it was never like a deliberate training fasted. It was just habitual because of how I eat. But now it's like I'm thinking about it.
And what, so is it cereal?
Yeah, I have cereal.
What kind?
Crunchy Nut Cornflakes.
Crunchy Nut Cornflakes, one of the highest sugar, highest calories ones, but it's fueling your workout and you're still lean. So people sort of fear these sugar. Do you know what I mean? But I'm the same as you. When I want to perform in the gym, mine's rice cakes and jam, pure sugar on the morning before a session. And honestly, the difference what that makes to me as well is unreal. But when you're dieting down, it's one of the easiest things to take out as well.
It is.
Because it's just a quick 200 calories out, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if I don't have Crunchy Nut Cornflakes, I'll have porridge. Well, oats. I still call it porridge. I have Scottish oats and jam.
It's the same thing, man, isn't it?
It's not, man. There's so much more shit in porridge, like actual proper porridge. But yeah, I think now that I know how it feels to fuel me workouts, like I'll continue that even if I do go into a dieting phase. Because at the end of the day, in a dieting phase, you do still want to be able to perform in the gym. And I also think we often have these conversations with clients, people who do more your cardio-based stuff and the jumping around, they sometimes feel sick of eating before training, but it's totally different kind of training.
Yeah, but sometimes these people, that when they think food before a workout, they think a meal.
Yeah.
Not just a banana.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So I think that's maybe where it gets crossed a little bit, because if you're having something really light, like for me, I wouldn't have a high protein source before a training session. I think that would slow us down.
I mean, to be fair, you only actually need to have a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Like, you only need a little bit of fuel, realistically.
And it's not even that turns into fuel straight away in anywhere. I think it's like this peace of mind thing of like, let's go. But psychologically or not, it fucking works. Shred people this year. Let's talk them. So at this moment in time, when this one comes out, we'll be in a villa with all of our people. But the magic of scheduling. But we're not going to talk about the villa people. I mean, actually, I'll talk about the villa people a little bit, but let's talk the people who we've actually already went through. The results are going to be posted like on all socials across the year. We've got that many to post. Honestly, I can't even figure out the schedule of how to actually post everybody's results. But the UK shoot, which we had, so Shred, where are we at? Shred. So we had like Steve Hanna, Dan Dillon, Jonathan Searle, Michelle Doughty, and Laura Cummins. And it's mad when I'm like looking down these because I wrote them out some questions, and then like when I'm looking back on the results of them all, it's just insane. So like Jonathan, I'm going to use Jonathan as an example, like 25 kilos down. I mean, we haven't even posted his results, but he posted them last night, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I mean, give us your take on that. Because you started them off with the nutrition, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, he just took to it. He did. 25 kilos.
25 kilos, yeah. So that's what, if you pounds, that's close to 60 pounds or whatever.
That's crackers. And I mean, look at him when he started, like, he wasn't like a massive guy. Do you know what I mean? Because 25 kilos sounds like he must have been huge.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. That's a lot. Like, yeah.
I've been over Sunderland this morning, our Sunderland unit. And where he shared them just last night, people have been saying, I can't even remember you looking like that.
Uh-huh.
Like Steph said it to him, Gary Duffy said it to him. I mean, he even said it. And people didn't realise that was a starting point. But you never realise sort of that's your starting point until you get to obviously the incredible results where he's getting to.
Yeah.
Mental, really.
And all he's done is what we said.
Yeah.
He's tracked his food. He's got his steps in. He's trained at 3 sessions.
Yeah, 4 weight training sessions per week. And I mean, there's one shot of him on the cables. Like, I mean, I messaged him that one saying that's the money shot right there, like, because it does. He looks really, really good. I mean, the panic. How have I been with the panic of getting these people there? Because I was going to talk about the panic of it, but I suppose you get the brunt of what I go through.
You're fucking awful.
Because I think behind the scenes, it's like, I think on the surface you see before, after, happy smiles, Ross at the photo shoot, and that's pretty much it.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Where do I start? I think there's loads of different elements to you and your stress going through it, because you get stressed when they don't do the do.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know that you've had so many conversations with them and that's what they want, that you want it for them. So when they don't do it, you're like, I know how much you want it, but like, now let's figure out what exactly it is that's getting in your way. Like, do you really want it? And then you have more conversations about, like, yeah, I really, really want it. So you're like building it up even more, like, right, if you really want it, like, I want it for you, let's go. So you get stressed when they don't do what they said they were going to do. Consistency. Then you've got the stress of making sure all of the little details are there that people don't think of, what, like, for the photo shoot themselves. Then you get stressed if people take it too far. Like, some people will take it too far, and you have to keep them healthy as well and well.
Yeah.
So you've got that stress and pressure on your shoulders of, like, trying to tell them that they're going too far with it. And, like, you need to pack it in, because actually for your health, you're going about it the wrong way. And you know they'll hit a wall at some point as well. So you've got that stress. What other stress have you got?
I'll tell you, I just something what popped into my head there. Well, all these people who've done it in April, we always put a rule in place of December. And it's like, okay, if you want to do the shred in January, from December, you've got to continue to be the same weight on the day dot of January from December. You know, it's just maintaining weight. Yes, enjoy your Christmas. Do you know what I mean? Just be mindful, blah, blah, blah. And it's like coming in, and then people are like 3-4 kilos heavier than what they were. And it's like, fucking now this is going to take 8 weeks to get off. And then we've only got like 5 weeks left. Like, I think that's like another major thing. And yes, it is hard to maintain over Christmas, but then it comes back to the want and why and all the rest of it. And yeah, that's a bit of a kick in the dick sometimes, that one.
Yeah.
It's always a dangerous one, isn't it? Because everybody wants to do it in January. Everybody wants to do it in January, and it's still sometimes seeing people, sometimes it's just a diet to some people. And I think that's one of the harder things as well. But yeah, it's a roller coaster of emotions across that entire thing to get all these people to that finish line.
And I think even at the finish line, it's like for you, it's you want to make sure that they're getting that experience and they're getting the photos to reflect all of the work that they have done for the last 12, 13 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big responsibility, because if the day was a bit shit, or it was dull, or the photos didn't come out right, or like something, you would feel guilty. Like, you would take it on you, like,
yeah,
they've put all this work in, and now I've let them down at the finish line. I think that's always a stress, which is why you're always so like almost OCD about it. Come photo shoot day and like kicking people and that.
That's probably why Matty on when we did the shred shoot, and then the next day we did a fitness shoot, and even Matty, like when like looking at the cameras, even though it was like I let Matty like choose everything, like the styles and everything like that, he was good. Are you happy like on the day? And I was good. Yeah, he's good. I just know you're a perfectionist, that's all. And I was good. Like, obviously it was a little bit hard to let go a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But I did let go, and it was like, no, go for it. But even Matty knows, like, even though it was his day, it was one of them. He knew that I'd be like, this could be this could be this could be this. But it's like the flow, and like I was talking to Matty about, like the flow and everything from photo shoots. It's like there has to be like these weird elements within the day, like to get it right. And obviously we have done it time and time again, but it's still, I think it gets worse as time goes on, to be fair. Because I think I'm always wanting to make that experience that better, like just those little tiny bit better each and every time. Like, it was just a little thing, Johnny and Nick, where they're getting married, obviously had the sashes on and stuff like that, because there's some free pre-wedding photos, isn't it? Yeah. Both of them looking diced, and for the wedding. But we had obviously Dan Dillon, he's doubling up again, he's done well, 10 kilos down. Steve Hanna started online, obviously he was on the last podcast, turned into a coach along the way, 12 kilos down. Michelle D, now she is 8 kilos down. She started with us online, grew out of the weights which she had in there, came into in-house. Now 8 kg down doesn't sound that much with us, but she is a dot. Yeah. She's a small woman, and like that's a huge percentage of our body mass down, and she cracked it, and she did mint on the photo day as well. Yeah.
So yeah, they've all done absolutely mint, and it's like what I always say, it's never just about the weight that they've lost, it's about actually how they're feeling themselves. Like, it's just totally, sometimes it's like the totally different people with a different mindset around food, a different mindset around training, they're feeling good, so other elements of their lives have improved as well with it. Like, they're more active, they're doing more, they've got more time for the family, because they're structuring so much to do this process that everything else has to follow a structure. So then they find themselves like with more time to spend with family and do other things. Like, it's just an overall like mint like life. It is life changing. Like I said to you before, like if people who haven't done photo shoots, they like should do at least one. And it's not. I mean, yes, there is the aesthetic bit of like just see how far you can get, and then you get them photos at the end, and it's like a sense of achievement and accomplishment. But I think you should do it just because it's so much more than just that. It's like you do get a better understanding of your body, how your body works, what you respond well to, what you don't. Like I said, with the structure, other elements of your life improves with it. So yeah. It
does. I always feel as though when I have this conversation with like Jennifer many a times, like whenever she's doing a shred or whatever else, like every element of her life becomes more structured as well. It's because you've got to make the time to train, you've got to make the time, like especially on the shred, you've got to make the time to get the steps, you've got to make the time to ensure all your meals are right, your gym clothes, blah, 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 blah. But because you've got that structure in play, all the rest of your life becomes structured as well. And it's not to say you should be on a shred forever just to get structure in your life, but you learn that you've actually got more time than you ever thought.
And you learn the skills that go with having that kind of a structure as well. Like, it's life, life skills. It is, in a sense. But yeah.
And they get to learn so much about, where you said there, like, they learn so much about the nutrition element of, like, what works for me, what doesn't work for me. And it always shows, like, obviously where we do get these big results within like a 13-week period, because it's going to be weight loss related, because obviously we are cutting weight for this photo shoot. Obviously there's many results within that, but they then get to understand calorie equation.
Yeah.
Calories in, calories out, and then it's the fully understanding of, like, all of this shite, what all these trainers are saying, calories in, calories out, calories in, it works. And, like, there's no magic food. We're not getting them to fast. We're not getting to do low carb. We're not getting to do high carb, anything like that. Obviously, we do keep the protein levels the same throughout, but that's it. I mean, could that be what you call the diet?
What, the high protein diet?
Well, not high protein diet, because, well, just the protein diet. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, everything's got a label.
No, I fucking hate labels.
No. It shouldn't be labelled diet, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, that is the fundamental part of it, what sort of doesn't change. And it's only the calories, like, up and down what we do. And then obviously they exert more calories, obviously, by getting the steps in, and they can see the difference between getting 10,000 to 15,000 steps of what the calorie burn is across the day, because of obviously all the weight what they've lost in this amount of time compared to when they were just doing 10,000. Obviously, trouble is with 15,000, it's hard to keep up forever. Yeah. Especially living in that busy world we live in.
Do you know what I think the biggest takeaway is from anyone doing the photo shoots?
How?
They back themselves. Like, they learn about themselves, that actually, if they put their minds to it, they can do it. So then they do that with more things in life. There's so many people start things and stop them and start them and stop them, and sometimes when people start with us, they're like, I can't do that, there's no way I can do that. I always start and I fail, and I start and I fail. And by going through this process, once they get to the end, they're like, I fucking did that. That in itself, subconsciously, or even if you actually think about it, is like, I fucking said I was going to do it, and I did it. And I'm proud of myself, and that further reinforces that positive attitude and fucking I can attitude across everything.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Do you know what? When you were saying that, there, it was like, because I get sort of a kick out of it as well, because I'll put myself out there. This is obviously where I said, like, my little goal at the minute, obviously just a 4-week micro cut for the villa. I was going to lose 4 kilos, and it was just like to say, fucking yeah, I can do it. Do you know what I mean? And it is, I've already done it. So it's like, and I've got a couple of days left. And it is like, it's one of them things, like, if I say I'm going to do it, I am going to do it. And it gives that little self-satisfaction of, like, yep.
It's not even just like a satisfaction. It's like, is it classed as learned behaviour? If you always give up, or if you always stop, that becomes like a habit pattern. That becomes a behavioural pattern.
Yep.
So if you can actually break that behavioural pattern, and then you actually do something you said you were going to do, you'll start doing more things, and you'll start doing them, and you'll see them through, and you'll see the benefits of doing it. So therefore, rather than like negatively reinforcing behaviours, which you don't really want, you're backing yourself, and you do what you said you were going to do, that then you'll do more of that stuff, because you feel the benefits and you reap the rewards of doing it. And then you're like, actually, when I say I'm going to do something and I do it, X, Y, and Z happens, and it's brilliant. But if I say I'm going to do something and then I don't, I might be letting other people down, but I'm letting myself down. And then the more I let myself down, the less belief you've got in yourself. And if you don't have self-belief, what have you got?
Yeah, from me, I'd fear more letting other people down. And it's like, say, from a coaching point of view, if we set a goal for somebody and we say, right, okay, well, we're going to get you to X, Y, Z, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do, say, 10,000 steps every day for this. And then, like, say, we look at the data and it's like 3,000, 4,000, 6,000. And it's like, you said you were going to do this. And it's like, what is the mentality there of, like, you're promising to say your coach, you're going to do it. You're going to do it for yourself. And you've got the backup of your coach. But then the next week, you just don't. Mm-hmm. What's that?
There's always like a fine line between what else is going on in the life, and I think that's part of our job to actually ascertain, like, you've said you're going to do this, but this is quite like a big, you're taking on a lot by agreeing to do this.
Yeah.
Like, one, we wouldn't let them do it unless they were already demonstrating the behaviours on a basic level.
Yeah, where they were like on a nice behavioural, yeah.
So that we knew it wasn't too much of a leap. Like, that's part of the process. Like, if you're not tracking your food already and you're doing 2,000 steps a day, you're not coming in and going straight onto a shred. Like, not a chance.
Yeah.
But then it's like, if they are doing it for a few weeks and then suddenly they stop, then it's like why? What's happened? And sometimes it is just I've bitten off more than I can chew because I've got X going on, Y going on, Z going on. Because with all the will in the world, like, you can't tell someone on a 12-week stint if something like bad happens within that 12 weeks. You can't just like expect them to do what they said they would do during that moment in their life if they physically can't.
Yeah, but I'm talking about just people, just not even shred wise. It's like, just say what's that? Just say that a following week, it's like, okay, we've set some brand new goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy goals.
Yeah.
Say 10k steps, something like that. But then it is like, and they do 10k steps on the Monday, and then it's the Tuesday 6, Wednesday 5, Thursday 6, Friday 9. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and they've only made those goals on the Sunday. Mm-hmm. It's like.
But some people are overly ambitious with the goals. Because someone might have set that goal on a Sunday for that week to do 10,000 steps, mm-hmm. but the week prior they might have only been doing 4. Therefore, to go from 4,000 steps a day to 10,000, that's my goal, I want to do it. They don't fucking realise how much of a leap it is. So that's why when I'm coaching people, like, if they start and they say, like, I want to lose 20 pounds in a month, like, I've got to rein them in. And same with steps, if they're doing 2,000 steps a day, it's like, right, we'll aim for 4. These are the little behaviour patterns that you can do to help you achieve that 4, and then we'll put it up once you've been doing that consistently, because then it becomes a part of their habit pattern, rather than, there's a mountain to climb, go climb it, if you don't, you failed. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've just raised your eyebrows at it.
No, it's not, it's just, I think it's one of those things, it's like, probably people need to learn to be realistic in themselves as well, because it's like, it's all well, because the point of that was like me letting other people down, mm-hmm. like, and also myself, and obviously say that from a client to coach perspective, letting yourself down first and then your coach down second. But I'm more bothered about saying I was going to do something, mm-hmm. say for you, and I didn't follow through with it. So I forget where I was going with that bit there. Shit balls. But yeah, it's shite. Completely brain farted.
About letting people down. People letting themselves down, people letting you down.
Yeah, so it's like, so where people have to, but then when people say that they're going to do it, so it's, I think people are best off having like think about it first before they say it, mm-hmm. learning to say no more, or learning to be just truthful about themselves, because like, it's all well and good. I mean, I had a conversation with somebody who wanted to lose X in X amount of time, like, absolutely, and I broke it all down, and I was good. Like, this is where you would need to get to. Mm-hmm. Like, this is what you would need to do in that time frame to get to where you want to be. And it was a good conversation because like, yep, okay, we're going to do the slow route now with the slower route, with the more, not even the slow route, the manageable route of like what can be done in this time. I give all the maths and everything. And then if they do get to there, then we can get to the end point of where she wants to be. So it's like, but we've had to really break it down for them to understand it all.
I think it's like a willingness as well. They don't think fully into willingness. It's like you might be willing to do those things, but what are you actually willing to sacrifice? Because no matter how many times like people say like, I'm going to get you from here to there with zero sacrifice. You can eat what you want within reason. Like there's still that element of you do have to make some sacrifices. Like if you currently have a takeaway 3 times a week and you have a drink on a weekend, like some of that has got to go. Like you have to address the willingness of what you are willing to give up and what you're not willing to give up.
And if they're having 3 takeaways and a drink a week, it's not ideal to say all of it. It's like you just cut it down to 1 takeaway, 1 drink.
Yeah.
And then in time,
you don't just go from everything to nothing, because then that's harder to sustain because it's a massive overhaul.
And it's very rare. Obviously, we've coached close to 3,500 people. It's very rare that you'll get somebody who is like, no, I'm going to go all in, and then does go all in and actually do it.
It's like, speaking of goals, right? You had a bet with Dex.
Oh, yeah.
that you would hit a certain financial goal, and if you don't hit it, you've got to get a potato tattoo.
Yeah.
We've had the discussion lately, and you're not going to hit that goal. But it was kind of you're not letting anybody down by not reaching that goal, but you weren't willing to do what was necessary, what you would need to do to get that goal. You weren't willing to fuck anybody over. You weren't willing to put our prices up unnecessarily. You weren't willing to, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You weren't willing to go so far into it that actually you didn't have the time to spend with the kids week in, week out.
I'd be sacrificing a lot of time.
You'd be sacrificing a lot just to say that you did that. And yes, it is always nice to say, like, to the kids, if you say you're going to do this, like, anything's possible. But I think it's also a good lesson for them to, like, you might sometimes set yourself big ass goals. If you get part of the way there and you actually think, yeah, I'm happy, that's also good to recognise that. Like, you shouldn't sacrifice what you believe in. You shouldn't do things that you don't believe in just to get something because that's something you've set.
Yeah, that's a good one. And well, I changed I suppose, sort of changed my mindset on it in a way. It's still a goal. It's definitely still a goal, but it's not like...
It's like a longer term goal. It's not something you're willing to sacrifice everything else for. Yeah,
it's a longer term goal, and it's something what, like, will happen, but it's not... I'm not going to... Like, I don't even want it for anything. I think that's one of the other reasons. Probably as if it was like, if it meant more to us, then I would sacrifice stuff, but it doesn't mean...
That doesn't mean more to you than having the balance to be able to spend undivided attention with the kids, not be on your phone 24/7, not, like I say, like, put our prices up and all that carry on, like...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I get that. Laura Cummins, 10 kilos down, online. She fucking nailed it on the day, didn't she? She come in and, like, obviously I didn't know if she was going to get the kind of shoot what she got, but she came in, bossed it.
I knew she was doing it, she messages.
Oh, did she? Confident as fuck, went in. Yeah, just owned the day. I'm buzzing for her, like. She's been with you online, and yeah, she did mint. And then obviously we did the fitness shoot the next day. I'm going to go through these little results if I can find it. that's it, man. Yeah, so obviously Lee Stott, he's been on the podcast himself, just 30 kilos down since starting. He's done a mint, hasn't he? He's been one of these things. I think me and Matt is going to jump on a podcast about doing what you say you're going to do. I think that was pretty much Lee's podcast when he was on. Just doing what you said you're going to do, follow the blueprint, that's it. Continue going. And yeah, and same again, 30 kilos down. He's a smaller guy. So it's like to think of that, I think he said he'd lost 35% of his body weight from the start. So imagine if we chopped you took a third off your body weight now. What are you at the minute? 63? So that's 21 kilos less. Think of how tiny you'd be. You'd be 42 kilos.
Oof.
So that's the kind of size what he's went down. Prashant, one of the best testimonials we've had for smiles ever. 13 kilos down. He's been just a silent assassin, just cracking on while smiling all the way through, hasn't he?
I love Prashant, he's class.
And then like Kate Allison, like we was on the podcast just the other day, like she's dropped 14 kilos and she was one of these people who didn't look as though she needed to probably drop anything. If you were like from the outside, you don't need to lose anything. One of them people. And abs. Yeah.
She didn't need to. She wanted to.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Everyone's always more than happy to pipe in on what other people look like and say, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that, you need to stop doing this, you've gone too far. And it's like, fuck what anyone else says. You do what you want to do. Your body, your rules.
Yeah.
If you want to lose weight, lose weight. Obviously, it becomes a totally different topic when it's someone who's like got body dysmorphia and they think they're like 20 stone and they're like 2. Do you know what I mean? But for your everyday person who just actually knows what they want, crack on, go for it.
Aye, because it is. When a lot of people do like cuts or shreds or anything with us, somebody will always say that somebody at their work or their parent or whatever else will say, you're taking it too far, you're looking gaunt. It's not. They aren't. It's just because they haven't seen them that lean before. And if you knew them as that person, you wouldn't see a fucking nothing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's just because you're used to seeing them
a certain way,
a little bit chunkier.
But I think as well, people don't understand the process. Like they might say, yeah, you're looking gaunt, right? But that person's not going to stay that way.
Yeah.
That's also your biggest source of stress. What happens after the shred?
Yeah.
Just to pipe in, that was from earlier on in the podcast. That's probably one of your biggest sources of stress, is making sure people don't just become a number and they actually reverse out of it.
Yeah, that's
I think that's one for a completely different podcast.
Yeah, I could really talk. I mean, the amount of videos I share to the clients, like the educational pieces on how to like do it properly coming out. I educate the coaches on make sure they're fucking doing this when they come out of the shred.
But obviously the original point was people don't understand the process and they don't understand that person's not going to stay like that. They're getting into that position for a photo shoot, and it's like all these like fitness models and all the rest of it. They get lean for a photo shoot. Yeah. And then they're not. And not to say they balloon up, they reverse themselves out of it when they do it for a living, but that's not where they stay, because it's not healthy to stay there.
And like Catherine, who did the shred Saturday, but we'll talk more about her because she's doing the Villa shoot as well, but she finished last weekend. That was one of hers. It's like she has lost lots. But obviously when you first see her, you would think, oh, she doesn't have that much to lose. But she's went obviously that ripped. But then like when you actually look at the pictures, like what she can show these haters, do you know what I mean? Like she can show these people, it's like, that's why I did it. I look diced, I look muscular, do you know what I mean? I look good and I feel good, I'm feeling stronger. And it's like, that's what I've set out to do and that's how I look. like for somebody else. If you didn't know her and she posted a picture of herself in a bikini, you'd think, fucking yeah. Do you know what I mean? If you're one of our friends who didn't know her, but then saying it's like, oh, I'd want to look like her.
Yeah.
But because you know that person, and generally the people who are saying it are generally bigger and can't be asked to do it themselves. And they're always trying to feed you fucking cake. But it is, and it's always a mad concept that, because they're not on that journey. If they went on that journey themselves, and I'll tell you what it is, when we actually post these results, they'll see then what it was all about. Mm-hmm. Instead of like the little maybes, I mean, I don't know if this could just be anybody, like maybe snidey comments or whatever else, like, oh, taking it too far. But it's like, then once they see the pictures, they'll be like, oh, fuck, yeah, well, she does look good. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Christine McAllister, I like, obviously where she's been with us a while, and even on the video testimony, it was like 19 kilos down. She's like, really? And I was like, yep, 19 kilos, just slowly chipping away, slowly enjoying herself. Balance, I think she's had all the way through. Yeah. She's strong as fuck. And she looked strong, athletic on her photos. Yeah, really good.
Barbell. McAllister, I don't know if you listen to this, but you better fucking start doing barbell.
Oh, she will. I'll get her on there.
Mate as well.
Katie, yeah. Louisa and I absolutely enjoyed the shoot. 11 kgs down as well. She's a small woman as well, 54. Yeah, I know this might not sound anything to anybody out there, but these are just some of the clients who we've got, and just, I suppose it's micro shout outs to them, really. Not that, I mean, we're going to be shouting about them anyway, because that's what we like to do. Obviously, Katie Robson as well, 13 kilos down since she started. Heidi Smith, just turned 50, 28 kilos down. Kaboom. End. I think we do like to shout about it. And it is, yeah, we should. We've only got 5 minutes left, I'll let you know that one. But I think we should always shout about it. And where we set out this impact goal, and how I explain the impact goal of like, where we want to post as much as possible and shout as loud as we can about our clients, is to impact as many people as possible. And because the clients shout about it themselves, they're super proud, because it does take a lot of bottle to for them to let us share their pictures in anywhere. But then that impact of what it has on their family, what it has on the friends or the whoever else, acquaintances, like, just to start, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of shit actually.
I know what you're going to say.
About sharing transformation photos, like why I would never share my clients' transformations, like they come in a vulnerable state. Like, imagine then having your vulnerable state paraded around, like for all to see, and it's like, that's not the point. You've started vulnerable, and now you're fucking strong with self-belief, with confidence, and if anything, sharing the transformations that we share makes other people, because I get it on the phone all the time, see the fingers come out and all, people say, if they can do it, I can.
Yep, exactly.
And it's like, even, it's not even sometimes about people joining a gym or joining our program or anything else. Sometimes it's sharing a transformation of someone who knows someone and going, what have you done? Like, how have you done this and how have you done that? Oh, well, I've trained this and I've done this and I've done this. And that person might not then start training with us or anywhere else, but they might just start getting the steps in, and gradually building them up. And they might just start tweaking the nutrition, and then they start getting the weight down, and then they just keep on with that. Showing transformations isn't an abuse of someone who's in a vulnerable state. It's a proving to people who don't believe in themselves, you can do it.
Yep, and you've got the thing is, our majority of our clients is 40 plus. I actually did an average age of who's doing the next shred, like 12, 13 names or whatever else. And do you know, like I just put it in the columns, but I put the age in and then just scroll down it, and it was like 40.3. So that's the average age of the next people who's doing the shred. So if you've got to think of like that, it's and to the shape what they get, and to the shape what they've been prior to that, it's like fucking show what you were before. Do you know what I mean? You were a clip, and now you were, and it's like, but they don't realise that we're a clip until they've done that at the end, and it's like, wow, I've been capable of this all along, and all it took was to fucking make that first step and just go for it.
And have a bit of structure.
Have structure in your life.
Have support.
Yeah, have support. And we never post anything without the client's permission. So it's not like we're just ripping the befores and just sharing them all over.
We always ask. The thing is, it's not even just the photo shoot, it's the people on the app. The people on the app who don't do the shred, the people on the app who are literally just doing the blueprint.
The work, yeah.
They're just doing the work, week by week by week. And like sometimes we look at the progress photos and it's like, fuck me, look at that compared to that.
Yeah.
Like, do you realise this is how far you've come? And it's like, would you mind if we actually shared those? And some of them will say, yep, definitely, go for it. Like, I'm embarrassed by what I started at, but I'm fucking proud of where I am now. And some people say, I'm still not feeling comfortable. I don't want them sharing.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool, absolutely no problem. They're your photos.
Yeah.
We'll always ask. We'll always ask, and we'll never pressure.
For every, For every 10 we share, there's probably another 20 behind that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's mad because even though we have the highest level of results, when we do, and I know we do, it's like there's still another, like however much percent more in the background who don't want to share or who aren't ready to share yet. And hopefully one day they will, but that's entirely up to them.
That's completely up to them.
Yeah, and yeah, I think we can end it there. And while this is going on, we're enjoying the villa. Yeah, we'll obviously talk about more of the villa people on another time. And yeah, I think that's it. Or have you got any little tidbits to end it on?
No, I don't think I've got any tidbits. I think I've said quite enough today.
Yeah, perfect. Love you.
Love you.